I'm always focused on digits, trying to change my position. Boss up in the game, let them know how I'm living. I ain't never been the lane, put respect on my pimpin'. Pouring up champagne, trying hard not to spill it. Cause I be faded, but still chasing this paper. Moms know how I'm living, I'm just thankful for her praying. Cause when shit get hard, most niggas can't take it. I'ma get to the top, I just gotta keep caking. When I lost it all, I ain't have a soda call. Deleted my contacts and replaced them all with pops. Niggas be hating, but we don't call them lames ops. Love to my plays, you still manage to cop. Shaving grams off the rock, I don't never step on shit. My ambition for chicken go have me living hella lit. I make all kind of plays, I can't be prejudiced. Wake up and get money, man, this shit effortless. This shirt is leopard print, but shoes made from babe. I've been getting money, I just had to pick up the pace. When it comes to this bread, it ain't no excuse to make. Whether you hustle or got a job, nigga, get paid for real. I'm always focused on digits, trying to change my position. Boss up in the game, let them know how I'm living. I ain't never been the lane, put respect on my pimpin'. Pouring up champagne, trying hard not to spill it.
$600 bottles when we sippin', came so far from being cheap. Now it's 5-star restaurants when we sit down to eat. They say it costs to be a boss, then you know I pay my fee. Might've fumbled the ball, but still got back on my feet. Real niggas keep it G when the shit get ugly. Never turn on your niggas, loyalty better than money. Wouldn't cross my dog for nothing, bitch, we ball together. We done been through that storm, had to change the weather. Now we shine, strictly G, stuck to the grind. It ain't hard to see it paid off. Now I'm in Montclair shirts. Remember I was in Lacoste, 3 for the dub. Really thinking I was getting off.
I'm always focused on digits, trying to change my position. Boss up in the game, let them know how I'm living. I ain't never been the lane, put respect on my pimpin'. Pouring up champagne, trying hard not to spill it.
Long live the great Dane, man. Free J-Boy, that's GMG.
Like, people will spend thousands of dollars on Balenciagas.
Fuck that shit. I don't like that
I don't like that shit, man. That shit looks weird, but I think that they fall in love with the fucking European look because they want to say it's European. Not because they know anything about structural science when it comes to your motherfucking shoes.
Nigga, everything, nigga, be American. Nigga, call no.
Everything American. I'm from Detroit, man. I drive American cars. You know what I'm saying? And only because it came to, because I come from an era where everybody, daddy and uncle, worked at the motherfucking plant. The plant fed you. And when they started cutting people off, you know, the families that were suffering will swear to God that it was because you niggas is buying them goddamn Hondas. Your granddaddy worked his ass off in that motherfucking plant. My first car, I hate to say it, was an Isuzu Rodeo. I was fucking 18 years old in the Navy, and they had them bitches on sale. 18 racks.
Dang.
And I pulled up to my granny house. She was like, I know you ain't riding around in no motherfucking Isuzu in my driveway. If you got a Honda Civic at the Chrysler plant, they gonna vandalize your shit every time you go to work.
They gonna vandalize?
Yeah, they come out flat tires, broke windows. You know what I'm saying?
Man, that's crazy, bro.
Yeah, but this Detroit, this the Motor City. We don't play that shit. Everybody that buy a car out of a foreign car is taking money out of a family in Detroit. That's kind of how we were raised.
Yeah,
on
you're
this
right,
shit.
though. That's
Nigga,
different.
my granddaddy raised us on this motherfucker, and you driving around a fucking Honda, nigga?
So that Ford plant that's there now,
Yeah.
it been open ever since your mom was there?
Man, my grandmother worked in that my grandmother got 20 years in the plant and 20 years at the post office.
Shit, she getting 2 checks.
She passed away, but she was. And she was getting my granddaddy's Social Security check. Curtis Leroy Tate Sink. I shouldn't have said that nigga whole government, but
She did. Oh, they on there? We scored, huh?
Yeah.
Early.
Okay, I'll take it. They owe it to us, nigga. I kind of didn't expect the Lions to give me shit against the Cowboys because basically
We got our running
that's
back.
like Matt Patricia
No.
playing against
That nigga still hurt.
Belichick. That was like Matt Patricia playing against Belichick. He was just in Dallas. So you was a defensive coordinator. You hear the bitch yelling? Yeah.
That's
gonna
old.
be
That's
her.
old.
That ain't my old shit, but that's what happens when you surrounded by certain people. They just get
Ain't nobody even out there, bro.
it's somebody out there.
But you actually extra.
She's extra, nigga. But you know, I just think that's just what it be. I'm not even gonna go in on that this particular episode because
And you know where I'm gonna go at? I'm gonna go to the Nike outlet, bro. I know they got the bronze out there.
they got them. But yeah, they got them out there. But they got them there too. Now they got a Nike store at Lenox, a full Nike store at Lenox. You can pull up to.
Yeah, but you know the outlet. You know it's gonna be like, you know what I'm saying?
What outlet
Shit
at?
on down 75 South.
This one up 85 north towards Charlotte, but yeah. I've
called-
driven past that jump, and every time I
Tangler.
drive past there, it's closed. That's good for me, man.
It be closed.
Yeah,
they got a
I like
Nike
to
store out
drive the
there.
road at nighttime. And when I drive to Detroit, I get on that motherfucker about 6 o'clock right after traffic die down,
Yeah.
and I hit it. I don't stop. I don't even get gas until I'm out the state. Because I'm not one of them dudes that like to hang around at the gas. I'm ready to go.
But, yeah, I'm like that. I don't do a whole lot of stopping on the road.
And I'm
Gas.
stopping for gas. And if you with me, we stopping for gas. So have your grass when I pick you up.
Yeah.
Because we gonna be rolling and rolling.
That's it, nigga.
Hell yeah, I love driving though, man. Like the drive to Detroit, I read so many audio books when I drive. All I do is that's when I take my time to read. I do all day, but when I drive on the highway, I definitely be rocking my audio books, man. And the game of life, man, you got to keep adding to your intellectual content. If you still living off just your high school education, and you know you just high school education, you got out here and then getting street sense. It's like you missing some shit, bro.
Nah, you can't live off just high school education because that's limited learning.
Limited. That was
That
it,
shit
and
is
that's
limited, man.
not even that. It's set up to be limited.
Yeah.
All you got is that. You really got to. If you ain't out here trying to go get your own understanding of this world, you getting fed. You getting fed some BS.
Man, let me tell you, I was sitting with some older cats yesterday, man, at a damn book signing, right?
A book signing? Who's signing the books?
My white friend, she an author,
Word. That's dope.
and that shit was packed.
You gotta. I mean, I don't know if you want to promote the book or not, but go ahead.
And
Because if you do, you send me a picture, and tell me, give me a picture of the cover, and the back of the cover. I'll put that shit right on this motherfucking episode and,
All right,
and
gotcha.
push the book for your folks. Let them know.
yeah, you got that platform. So, man, we sitting there, man, and we talking, man. He was telling me about some houses in South Georgia, been around for over 200 years, man.
Houses in South Georgia.
South Georgia been around for 200 plus years.
I can see that.
And they was made. The houses was built by slaves, right?
Yeah, they built the Monticello. They built Thomas Jefferson shit, the Monticello. You got to look up the YouTube documentary of the Monticello. I might put that in this. No, I ain't gonna put that in this clip. Maybe under the comments or something. But the Monticello is Thomas Jefferson's. Is in the Thomas Jefferson story. He talks about how he had all these slaves, and Thomas Jefferson got a good story. If you don't know,
Yeah.
he got a good story. He was the first person to start a Votech. His plantation was a Votech.
Oh, really?
Yeah, cause he married a he was in a slave family, and he fell in love with a slave, a black woman, and they moved to France because he got shamed out of the war because he didn't pull his sword to say charge. So they shamed him out of the war, and then he went to France. You know what I'm saying? And he was in France with his black wife and kids and everything, living the life. And then the family business, AKA the plantation.
The plantation.
Was the plantation, it was his turn. Hey man, you need to come inherit this 145 acres and it's 125 slaves, 145 acres. And his wife was like, I'm not finna go back to motherfucking be a slave. We over here in France. Go on by yourself. He's like, please, baby, come with me. I can't do this without you. I'm not finna come back over to slavery for you, dude. So he was like, all right, I promise you I will educate our kids and I will make sure that they get free and have a trade when they leave. When they grow up, they can get free. And that was the exception she made to come back to slavery. So when he got there, he let the slaves, he hired carpenters and steelmen to come on his plantation and show his slaves how to make stuff, like make wood stuff and make nails and build stuff, and taught them all this stuff to do. Like, and then once he taught the slave, the white man taught the slave, then he sent the carpenter away and let his slaves teach the rest of the slaves how to build stuff. They built their own slave quarters. They had a 200-yard garden full of fresh vegetables, and I'm not saying in any way that it was cool, but they also had to build the Monticello. That was the house that he made. So he designed this house on a hill. It took him 40 years to build it. He built it, tore it down, built it, tore it down, built it, tore it down, but it took him 40 years to build it. And they put a man-made well.
40 years?
40 years. And I'm talking about building a nigga house with no tools, bro. I mean, you got tools of some sort, but I mean.
That's what I'm saying, man. You building a house that's still standing.
He built a well. They live on a hill. They built a 40-foot well, and all the way out to the water with no tools, bro. They had the slaves build that. Can you imagine that?
That's a genius, man.
Yeah, that's a genius, but it's like, yo.
No tape measure?
They had to go straight down
man.
until they got wet, till their feet, till they was at water level. So you got to think the science is the water's over there, we up here. You got to come down and you got to go in with the water, and they got to meet. And them folks did that, and that was what, I consider that a vote take. If you teaching people how to do the trades that build houses and run the plantation,
that's a vote take.
That's a vote take. Then you get out, you can teach people. So Thomas Jefferson was good for that. That's probably why they got a lot of black schools, or a lot of schools named at the Thomas Jefferson. Because at the same time he wrote the Declaration of Independence. It was him, Benjamin Franklin, and George Washington. They were arguing about what should be in the Declaration of Independence. So Thomas Jefferson took all the notes that they were talking about, and then he went home and wrote it up. And then he wrote up, abolish the slave trade. Benjamin Franklin was like, we like that. We like all this, but get rid of this one. We got to keep the slave trade. That's how we get our money. This is how we get our money.
Yeah, they want to keep that.
Back then, that was the cash cow. Yeah, we're using these people to do it, but it's the cash cow. I'm trying to go out here and tell him to shut his kid to shut up.
They messing up the vibe.
I'm about to do that. Who baby is that?
They messing up the
That's
whole
your baby?
vibe.
The boy? That's your baby? That's your baby? He loud as fuck. Now I'm just recording something. I just hear him walking through my recording like, I'm like, whose child is that? Damn. And you can't tell a black woman to shut the fuck up, or they kids.
They want to go get the cousin, the uncle.
They ain't worried about that. I'm just saying, they ain't got to go do all that. They just gonna be like, who the fuck are you to tell me to be quiet?
Yeah.
Come on, black woman, the most fearless motherfucker walking the planet. How dare they talk shit to the police?
Yeah, quick.
Shit. So he built up this whole he had them folks build the whole plantation. And I mean, for the slaves and Mr. Gilmore's property, I guess it was a little better. You get to build your own place to live. So if he built the Monticello, their crib was dead.
You had to be.
We get all the scrap wood. You know what I'm saying? So in retrospect and in comparison, it ain't bad.
So let me ask you this. So the slaves stand on this 140-something acre piece of land, right?
Yeah.
As sweat equity labor workers, right?
Yeah.
So they was they had to build their own shit.
The mother of the plantation, the slave owner's wife was black. Thomas Jefferson's wife was black.
Oh shit.
That's why he did that. She was like, I'm not finna go back over there and be a slave when we in France.
So how in the hell he was able to maneuver all
He
this?
fell in love with a black woman while he was the child of a slave owner. And then he went and left and went to France to live with his wife. It was his turn to run the plantation.
And he didn't want to.
He's like, man, I don't want to come back because I don't got kids. I got a wife and she ain't gonna be with that. But he said, well, the best way I do it is if you make it beneficial. He had to sell the whole idea of training his slaves to be independent contractors.
So,
now, when they abolished slavery, eventually those kids knew how to go out and be woodworkers. I'm sure the Thomas Jefferson plantation built a lot of shit, them cats that grew up in that. Considering nobody else was teaching black people how to do shit, and ain't nobody finna teach you after slavery.
hell no.
So
you just didn't know.
You were just so coming out of slavery with a trade. Coming out of slavery with a trade is like going to Votech. Now, when I first started going to Votech in high school, I used to be like, they had college prep. The kids that got straight A's, that looked like they knew how to learn some stuff, they had college prep. So they were in pre-cal and, algebra 2 and all this shit in the 12th grade.
Right.
And the people that were going to Votech, you come to school, you do your math class, you do your reading, your English class, you do your social studies class, and then you got lunch, PE, and then you go to Votech for the last 3 hours of the day.
Okay.
My Votech class, they had auto body, electrician, electronics technician, cosmetology and some, barber and some.
Yeah.
I didn't go to barber school because I felt like I already knew how to cut. I'm in the fucking 10th grade, like I already know how to cut. What did I go to school for?
Right, you already cut.
And you know what I'm saying? Plus I had already made up my mind I was going to the military. But I'm in Votech taking AutoCAD, which is basically drawing up blueprints. Drawing up blueprints is what AutoCAD is. So I'm in there doing that, learning how to draw different layers, isometric views, learning how to use the plotter and all of that shit. So I got an A in the class. I got out knowing how to do all that shit, which is why I'm able to do all my graphics on my damn stuff for my show.
Yeah.
Instead of getting knocked over the head for just, I ain't gonna say being lazy, but just not tapping into that resource that I have mentally. We got, and you can learn everything. There's no reason. Now you gotta go to school to get a certificate.
Right.
But you don't have to have a certificate to do certain shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So would you agree if your son wanted to go in the military?
If you know what, my niece just got out of boot camp, and my son, I told my son to go to the military, and I'm like, yo, listen.
I wish I would have went.
My thing is, if you gotta sell it to him like this, because the only reason why I did it, because I knew I had an older cousin that went. My dad went for 3 years, because my dad went to Howard and was a machinist mate. He came out of a mechanical engineer.
Okay.
And he couldn't get a job as a mechanical engineer just being a nigga from Howard.
Right.
It was, you had to, when you go to college, you got to still come back and kiss somebody's ass to hire you.
Yeah.
So he was like, man, these motherfuckers wasn't even trying to give me no job. So I said, fuck it. I went to the Navy for 3 years. He went to the Navy for 3 years, became a machine repairman. Mechanical repair. MR, they fixed the big machinery. It's the same thing as a mechanical engineer in the Navy, but he did that, and then he got out with that Navy shit on his resume, and then he got hired by Rolls-Royce.
Okay.
And then he worked for Rolls-Royce for 30 years.
Man, how was that working at a plant like that?
Working at Rolls-Royce.
Did he own a Rolls-Royce?
Well, what he did over there, he had a big machine that he had to learn how to work, because he got this big machine that cut out parts that they needed. And like if you need a switch or something, he'll go come up with a concept for the switch to fit the panel that you needed on, and then you take that into mass production. Once they say, yeah, this is perfect, then they take it and send it to mass production and make a bunch of them switches for everything they needed for it. So he was a prototype specialist.
Yeah, that's serious, yeah.
So he was getting paid like a mug, and he was like, I'm not finna go work for no fucking plant in Detroit. Nigga, I got a real education. And that's because my dad was the #1 swimmer in the country when he was in the 12th grade, and he got a scholarship to any school in the world.
Yeah.
And wanted to be a mechanical engineer, was at a good program at Howard University. He went to Howard, and so he was at Howard in 75, 76.
Okay.
Hold on, he graduated in 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, whatever, however long it take for that degree, he was at Howard, being a swimmer and being a mechanical engineer. He built this doggone this weed smoking machine. I'm gonna have to do an episode on that shit
Back
one day.
then, he did that back then.
And he still got it to this day, and it's still one of a kind, and it's still the dopest shit ever invented. I'm gonna probably put a small clip of that shit on this fucking video, because he called me a couple years ago and said, come get this shit, man. And it's just making me think, man. Like, sometimes people know, because he got sick shortly after that. It was almost like he kind of sensed it. He didn't tell me, but he told me to come get this. And he was like, yo, you gotta do that, you know. Yeah, man, and so I got it, went down there. He took basically a wooden box, siliconed it, put windows and holes in it. And this box, and the holes in the side of it, you gotta put tubes on that. And then those tubes come out of the box like a snorkel tube into a face mask, like a firefighting mask that you strap on your whole head. You put it on and pull it up, and the smoke, the machine, it's a machine in it that's a blower. You turn that on, and the wind blows the tube into the top. The top has a bowl on it. You open the bowl up, you put your weed in, get it burning, and the wind blows down through that. And then into that fucking box, they got the box with the windows on it.
That's almost like one of those egg grills. You know how when you open up the top, the more oxygen they get, the hotter it get?
Yeah. So you got inside that box, you put in mouthwash. He said you got to put in mouthwash inside the box. And then you got the tubes. It fills up with smoke, and then it starts coming out the tube. Now he got these 4 holes put in there, 8 holes put in there, and he got these little plugs for them in case you ain't using it. If you only got 1 hose, he plugging up the rest.
So basically, man, he really built the hookah. First one to really build like a hookah, right?
Yeah. So then, after that, you got the top. Now he got all brass fittings that he made himself. He even made a wrench that fits it, because it don't fit regular wrenches. He made a wrench.
So he made his own tool for the shit?
He made his own tools for the shit. He made the top to where it only goes on one way. He offset the plug so it can only go on one way. Then you got brass fittings to screw it down to where it don't open up. And then, you plug it in and you test the seal. Like I said, it's amazing. And he made the shit when he was like 19.
He only made one.
He only made one. He used to take it to parties and put it together. I mean, he literally got the space identifying foam.
Yeah.
For how it goes in there and shit. So he's like, yeah, man, when you put this bitch back together, you high. So you got to make sure you got a good way to put it together. So I really videotaped him taking it apart, putting it together, using it. We used it. And it was like, damn. So.
Man, why he ain't got no patent on that shit?
It's one. He don't need no patent on it. It's a one of one, and he's always had it. He's had it my entire life. And I've seen it in my entire life, because it's been in the same fucking box in my entire life.
I got to see this shit.
So he fucking called me one day and was like, come get this shit, man. Come on, man. Come on down and get this shit. And I was like, bet. So I literally jumped in the car like it was an emergency. This was like February. That February I went to Miami and shit. I went down there and got that motherfucker. I brought it back to the crib. He was like, nah, don't go down there and fuck it up, man. I said, I ain't gonna fuck it up, man.
Oh, you got it?
I got it in my basement. I said, it got to stay in the family. And my birthday, April 20th, that got to be the present you had. That's my birthday present. My birthday present. Your firstborn is born on National Smoke Day. That's why your firstborn was born on National Smoke Day. And I sincerely believe he was telling the truth when he said, nigga, if I conceived you on my birthday, you were born on your birthday. His birthday was August 15th. August 15th plus 9.5 months is April 20th. Yeah, he literally shot that shot. That's a hell of a 3-pointer, ain't it?
Damn.
I was born on National Smoke. That's right. My birthday is April 20th, 1976. I was born in the bicentennial year on National Smoke Day.
420.
Hell yeah, that's one of my favorite cars, the bicentennial Eldorado. I might even put a picture of that motherfucker in right now.
Damn.
My bicentennial Eldorado. That car and the Sam Trey Dunk, my two favorite cars of all times. And I don't give a fuck if I had $100 million, nigga. I'm going to get them.
You're going to get that. You got to get
I'm
that.
going to get them bitches and put it together. Fuck a Bentley. I'm going to put the whole Bentley gut kit in that motherfucking Dunk, man. The Dunk with Bentley, because you know, them Impalas came with police leather in them, so you know it's bound to have to get new guts.
Good, yeah.
I want me some. I want the whole. Mike Epps got a BMW, a 1987, 88 BMW with the Bentley kit on the inside.
That bitch look nice.
Hell yeah, it's white, it's green with white on the inside with the green piping around the edges.
He got a couple old schools anyway, don't he?
Yeah, listen, every nigga from the 90s want an old school.
Oh, shit, hell yeah.
Every nigga want an old school, because at the end of the day, we know what it is. Everybody now, they want Benz. I'm like, how the fuck y'all driving Benzes? The best cars were made in 1976, before the dope boys got into the plants. Man, them dope boys got into the plants. It's like the Asians set their ass up. The Asians know that America is buying the most dope from Detroit. Where the fuck y'all getting the money from? And oh, these niggas making cars. They sent Honda over, they sent them people over there to figure out how they did it. Got the blueprint. And they didn't know, they said, we can go with the American muscle car.
Let's go it again.
Lion 14 zip?
Yeah.
We need that. They owe us a game Swift back. So they went, right when the crack era hit in Detroit, that's when the Honda Civics and Honda Accords was dope boy cars. But before, the dope boys was pushing Corvettes and Escorts. And Eddie Bowers was the shit. Eddie Bowers was the shit.
MPVs and shit.
It was all, yeah, they was driving American cars. Then they got them Honda. I remember when them 91s hit, they was small, skinny look, and they took over. And then, you know, with the American auto industry suffering from drug addiction, the cars was cheap as fuck. They started trying to pimp the parts departments. Like, we'll get their ass back on the parts. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna drive a Chevy forever. Somehow. But that's how that car game went. And it was been going downhill ever since. And so Barack Obama gave them a bailout.
I remember that. Think about it.
As soon as the crack game got big, boom, the Lexus came out, the Legends was hitting, the motherfucking Honda Civics was hitting, Honda Accords was hitting, because the Asians was making them. We selling y'all niggas dope, and we taking that dope money, modernizing the technology on the automobile. That's why to this day, damn near every Honda, if you find a Honda that won't start up, man, that motherfucker done been through some shit. Because them Hondas they start up all the time. See, in America, in Detroit, and I'm going to say Detroit because that's the true test of an automobile.
It is.
Because you got not only the roads, but trying to warm that bitch up in the wintertime. You know what I'm saying? That's why they don't have a lot of old schools in Detroit. Because the old schools in Detroit, you can't fuck around with them. Down south, you got them.
You got them.
Because they motherfuckers don't freeze out every year.
Every year.
Them motherfuckers, old schools, freeze out in Detroit every year. It's like you freeze that whole engine up. If you ain't got the oil right on that bitch all the time,
you're going to have some problems.
You're going to have some problems. So you really got to nurture a muscle car in Detroit. Interception? That's Tyreek Hill. You can't do nothing with that.
Hell no.
Tyreek Hill a bad motherfucker, boy. He in Miami too.
Look at that right there.
You can't do nothing with the track race, baby. Throw it.
That motherfucker fast, bro.
And you know what? That's the secret to their success, man. He that nigga 5'2".
That nigga short like
that? And he's short armed. And he's short armed. And you know, that's their weapon, boy. Worst case scenario, just say go. I'm gonna blow by this nigga. And if he short dog me, I'm gonna catch that bitch and I'm gonna make him chase me. Can't do nothing with it. They finna do that shit again. No, you ain't running nowhere, dog. We ain't let you get none of that.
Nah.
We got a decent line defense, bro. I mean, if you got a Tyreek Hill back there dropping a 3.9 40.
That motherfucker fast,
They
bro.
dumb for not using that nigga for every play.
Hey, I love that nigga at running back.
You know what? You're right. That would be a hell of a run.
Tailback or something. You know what I mean?
The tailback, he too light in the ass. He'll be having to block. But that's why Emmitt Smith beat Barry Sanders. He had a tailback. Barry Sanders ain't had no motherfucking tailback, son. Emmitt Smith had a tailback.
He had a tailback.
He stopped taking them hits.
It won't hurt till I hit it with the alcohol. It won't hurt till I hit it with the alcohol. The blend masters in the building here to let you know I got the game on lock and I'm ready to flow. I'm blessed with health, wealth, and knowledge of self, yo. It's just a couple more things you need to know. I'm spiritually gifted, socially uplifted. Have you leaving here smarter than the clip that you kick it with? A certified baller that your bank can't check. Quit hacking me, homie, or I'ma check your neck. The king of the soft blends and two-top drop, and I be on it every day, so the shit don't stop. Chop It Up is the name of my show, where I break it all down and tell you how it go. I keep the mic smoking when I talk my shit, so tune in every week for the game I spit. I said I keep the mic smoking when I talk my shit, so tune in every week for the game I spit. It won't hurt till I hit it with the alcohol. It won't hurt till I hit it with the alcohol. It won't hurt till...
Yeah. I'm a Lions fan, B. Yeah, only because I'm from the D, and I ain't even gonna front. If I had to pick another team, I'm picking the Dolphins, man. Because at the end of the day, I got some fucking emotional connection to Miami Dolphins. My pop's been living in Miami since 1980. You see me with my Lions hat on, because we playing today.
We playing today. I should have worn my shit.
Yeah, it's Sunday. I'm going over to do me an episode of Controlled Trauma.
Hell of a sermon there, Pastor. That was a hell of a sermon. What was that scripture? What was that scripture again that you had used? What was that scripture?
Scripture goes down, and when they tell them,
Right.
Tupac comes in.
Right.
Tupac. And the book of Pop, verse number 14, it starts off, back to get wrecked.
Oh.
All respect to those that break their neck
to keep their hoes in check.
Preacher, and I don't know why
The girl keeps paging me.
that means she leaves me.
Don't give it all to me one Sunday.
Cries when
She leaves me,
Come on, man. And every time she sees me, she
squeeze me. Lady, take it easy.
I hate the sound sleazy. Get it on the floor, man. I don't want to
Say that easy.
Come on.
Amen.
That's where it came at. There's all kind of shit going on around here. Y'all want me to- She making them plates for church. She making them
Plates for the church. Plates for the church.
Making them plates for the church. You gotta jump.
plates. Making
Like
them,
that.
I'm making them plates for the
There we
church.
go. One more
They
time.
need to leave your place for your nigga at the house, but you brought it to pastor. That's how I know this shit going down. You okay?
You did. What is this working on?
Plates. Plates going down.
Just
Plates.
come on.
Plates.
One more time.
Plates.
Okay.
Making them plates for the church.
One more time.
Making them plates
Okay.
for the church.
You like
Making them plates for the church.
So you know your rib, you know like your ribs will be good for a long time too.
You got a lot of head on your body. You have a very big melon. If I eat that brain, I'm gonna be small.
You should be full. you ate all the food, so you should be okay. I should be looking.
I ain't ate all the food because you still alive. So I ain't ate all the food.
Reggie, you're not gonna keep getting them in my face.
You looking real scrumptious right now, my boy. You looking real scrumptious right now. Delicious.
Left.
We're gonna film us an episode of Controlled Trauma today. We're turning that into a comedy tour. We're gonna start pimping the whole city with it.
Okay.
You know, we're gonna come to, you know, we bookable. We bookable. In case you know a function that needs some entertainment.
Yeah.
We got about 10 or 15 dope comedians that get together and do an improv show.
That's a lot. That's a good number.
And it's like, I'm like, and then, you know, we got that many. On a regular, we probably get, for these shows, we probably get a good 10 or 12 that show up consistently. But I'm like, nigga, with the improv, it's like a living color on the stage. And between each episode, put a comedian up there for 5 minutes. We get up there for 5 minutes, then boom, here come another. And I think that is the market. And that's what we're doing. We coming around doing pop-ups at different comedy. I said we start our tour at every club in Atlanta. We hit the stage in every club in Atlanta doing our shit. And in between, we put a few comics up there. Once we get accustomed to doing that, we record these episodes and then we make it digital. Put them online. And then just feed it to the world like that. You know what I'm saying? And then market it so that we can get booked for these damn shows. At the end of the day, if you're trying to start something like, because that's basically what Keenan Ivory Wayans did. And Keenan Ivory Wayans is a legend in the comedy game. He needs to be respected and protected at all costs.
He's a legend, bro.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, we had other people that do variety shows. Richard Pryor did a variety show. I want to say Red Fox had one. My main man, the one that used to do the chick. The little short dude. Claudine was the chick. My man, he had a show. He'll come on and do his thing. And niggas in here yelling like they crazy. I don't know if I want to cut out that scene of now. Me going out there looking into that noise, but it is what it is, man. We just gonna talk through it. You know, and that's one of the main reasons why. And it's like people don't have no control over their kids. And if you go out there and tell them, hey, yo, man, you ain't outside, shut up. Right. Because a lot of people had to leave because of that. But women that do massages and aromatherapy, which I think is a little tough task in a place like this, but yeah, man, that game is live as hell, man. They got another touchdown? Oh, that's their first.
That's their first.
All right, Detroit is the first half team. They will stop playing.
You seen that fight last night? Sylvia and Luke Paul. Jake Paul.
No, I missed that shit. Did he beat his ass?
Shit, Sylvia got his ass knocked out in the 7th, 8th round. But he got up and fought to the finish line.
But he was asleep. And I think what he said was, he did put a bet out there. We gonna do it like this. If you lose, if you beat me, I come fight. If I beat you, I'm gonna come fight you in MMA. If I win, then you work with me on being a person to help get more money into MMA. He kind of like made a bet, something like that. So since Jake Paul won, he said, that's what he said, if I beat you, if you beat me, I'll fight you UFC. If I beat you, then you work with me on helping MMA fighters get more money.
He did, something like that.
Yeah. So that's what it is. So he might see Jake Paul pushing that shit. But see, Jake Paul, I got to give it to that boy. He just pushed himself to the top, talking shit to everybody. He got a fight with Floyd Mayweather. Man. But he had millions of followers then.
Yeah, but he can't. Somebody like Javante Davis, man, whoop his ass, man.
Yeah, just body shot that nigga to sleep.
That nigga be done.
Floyd held him up.
Yeah.
Floyd put him to sleep, but Floyd held him up. You know what I'm saying? Because Floyd, and again, don't ever think you can beat up Floyd Mayweather, man. If you put some gloves, now you might be able to beat his ass in the club if you run up on that nigga and grab him while he's drinking and hit him up in the corner and don't back up.
Yeah.
You might be able to get him. But you ain't finna square up on Floyd Mayweather and hit Floyd Mayweather. If a boxer can't hit this nigga,
we definitely can't hit him.
You ain't finna hit him, but what you gonna get is a bunch of popcorns. Every time you miss, you gonna have to eat some of these motherfuckers. Take that with you. Take that with you. Yeah, so you know what? I'm going to buy me a doggone Jerry curl wig today, man.
Well, Halloween.
For my character, my comedic character is the rapping pastor. My pastor robe right there, my graduation robe from Fortis College, and I gotta buy me a doggone wig, a Jerry curl wig. I got to be a pastor like, I kind of want my hair like Arsenio Hall hair was in fucking Coming to America.
That shit got to be wet.
A long ass perm.
Yeah.
That was just terrible. Look at the pastor hair. I don't want my shit to that, but I'm looking for a wig like Soul Glow.
That shit got to be wet.
You know what I'm saying?
We gonna go to Party City and get it? You think they
I'm
got
about
it?
to go. No, I'm going to the real spot. I'm going to a fucking hair weave store. I'm buying me a Jerry curl.
Oh, you gonna
wig,
get the
man.
real one?
Like $15, $20. Give me that bitch.
Okay.
And that's gonna be my that's gonna be my character. Get the motherfucking offer plate on that side. Nigga, get it around that side. Nigga, I'm about to make my shit. I'm about to be the ghetto. So they got a custom pastor for real. One of my pastors, the great Thaddeus D. Matthews. That nigga on him, this is fuck you Friday. You motherfuckers come in here with you motherfucker Mondays. You motherfuckers.
Not the custom pastor.
You ain't never heard of custom pastor?
Man.
Thaddeus Matthews Church comes on every day. Go to Instagram, the custom pastor. Thaddeus Matthews talking that shit. You motherfuckers like to try me. And I'm gonna tell you motherfuckers right now, I ain't scared of none of you bitch ass niggas. I'm a goddamn king. I'm a motherfucker. I'm like, okay, pastor. And one of the deacons tried to get with him. Motherfucker, you ain't gonna talk to me like that. Look at motherfucker, I ain't with that shit. Now you see him, he got the big old white cuffs and the big ass, cause he from Memphis. So he got the big old white cuffs and the big old cufflinks, multicolored dress shoes, multicolored shirt with a white collar.
You heard the statement Kanye issued out?
I love Kanye West, man. Kanye West is to be protected at all costs. This motherfucker's finna shock the world, baby. He didn't got fired. Everybody shitting on Ye. Well, Ye is the... See, Kanye West, they talking shit about Kanye West because he the nigga on the plantation saying, fuck this fucking slave... When Kanye West said slavery was a choice, he was talking about you niggas that get up every day and punch a clock. You choose to do that. You can go to school and learn something. College is free if you pull out the paper. You can go to a trade school for 6 months and get you a motherfucking degree in electricity and go be an electrician for yourself. You don't have to be a slave to Family Dollar.
And that's what he meant.
Mean. Yeah, and again, I'm gonna go a little deeper.
They mix it up.
Even on the fucking plantations, y'all niggas was, you could have, some people jumped off the slave ship.
Nate Turner did it.
Some people jumped off the slaves. Nat Turner was a problem to a certain degree. Them statues in the bottom of the ocean are commemorative to the people that jumped off the slave ships, who rather die by the sharks than to go live a life of slavery. That was the choice. They chose to go over. Some chose to take that whole ride in that ass whooping, and then some chose to say, "Fuck you, I'm jumping off."
Fuck it.
And they fuck it, and then they got a lot of them. A lot of statues. If you look up underwater statues, I might post a few in this video. If you look up underwater statues, you're gonna see a bunch of them. They are commemorative to the motherfuckers that jumped off the ship.
Yeah, that's deep.
Now, if you got a job that you wake up every morning saying you hate it, but you just take it because you won't go anywhere else and educate yourself and better yourself. Kanye West got rich off of making beats. Everybody can make beats. You can make beats on your phone. All you needed to get heard by the right person.
That's it.
That's it. He got rich by making beats. He parlayed that into clothes and shoes. Parlayed that into, deals. He got he became a bishop to become a non-taxable entity. Once you get your bishopship, you can live your life as a tax-free organization. His church is his following. You know what I'm saying? Some people got to be, sworn in and represented by a pastor. But at the end of the day, if you go online and do the course and sign up, it is what it is. And you don't have to pay taxes no more. Your church is a nonprofit organization. So if you have one, you ain't paying taxes on it. And the state affords you a house and a car as a pastor. That's why pastors have these nice-ass cars. The state give them that. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be led by anybody. You can read the same book they read and lead yourself. You know, I work in here as I can go get a job doing anything in the world, man. I was in the military, B. I got all kind of, I got every qualification I could get to go work anywhere. But I prefer the peace and solitude of being a barber, man. It's a whole lot more gratifying. I ain't gotta hate my days. It takes care of me, it pays all my bills, and it's just something you have to build as an entrepreneur. You know, you don't have to take a job where a motherfucker looking at you crazy. Now, if you want to get on the EBT shit and do the welfare shit, you can't make no more than $17,000, $18,000 a year. So fuck that education. You want to take the benefits, but you got to stay in one of them low-level jobs and work hustles. But if you leave the government assistance alone and reach your full potential, you be way more than that.
Yep.
It's more out there than just that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It's good if you need it, because there's a lot of people out here that need it. But that don't mean you gotta stay there. It should be a crutch. It should not be a way of life. It should be a crutch to get you to the next level.
Yep.
Just like your job. Your job is the hustle that you use until you stack your money. To start your business. When you have a job. It shouldn't be the hustle until you get a job. It should be a job until you stack enough money to build your hustle.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That's what the job is for.
Yep.
So don't get it twisted. You are not supposed to. A job is meant to be fired. A career is something you have forever. I'm gonna be a barber forever.
Yeah.
I love this shit. I've been cutting hair since I was 10. What else is there to do in the world? I'm chilling. So you choose that. Now, if you want to go get them billions, you can make them billions. I saw a dude. He had been working for rallies or checkers for like 27 years. Didn't miss a day. And he's sitting up in there, and they get a nigga a goodie bag with some keychains, a fucking visor that said checkers, a free cheese, a little coupon book like they used to give you at McDonald's, and a pat on the ass.
That's it.
And he been in that bitch every day for 27 years. He could have made her own hamburger stand. I know that nigga's a master at making burgers. But that's what they gave him. He said, hey man, all I was thinking about was making sure I had a baby to take care of, and that's good. That's good. He provided for his baby the whole time. Now this bitch outside my door.
Fucking up the whole ride.
There's no reason for her to move that shit.
Ain't no.
I'm easy for it at all. So you got to think about it like that, man. You have to think about being independent. It is never too late to do anything you want to do. You can get off your ass and do that shit right now.
Right now.
Right now. Excuses, they got more, and this is excuses for everything. Excuses like assholes. Everybody got one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Do your thing. Shit. I've accomplished every goal I wanted to in life. I had to make some more. So I started doing podcasting and doing comedy. Let me see if I can get on top of the world doing that shit.
Yeah.
Do your thing, man. It ain't the end of the world. Shit. Especially if you've been living. You got anything you want to put out, any businesses you want to promote? Anything coming up you want the people to know about?
Man. When I come back, I'm going to bring the book back, man. Support a friend of mine, got a book.
You can send me, you take a picture of it, front and back, and I'll put them both online, because the back is going to have like the conversation about the book.
Yeah, everything.
Put that on there. I'll put that in this video. You can even send me anything. You can tell them to do a 1-minute video of their book.
Okay.
And then send it to me, and I'll put it in this motherfucking video.
The book's selling overseas right now, too,
Yeah,
man.
tell her to go ahead and market that shit. So again, appreciate y'all for goddamn tuning in for another episode of Game Time. This your boy, T8DAGR81. Tonight, today's Sunday. You can catch me at Uptown Comedy Corner in the evenings. Every Sunday afternoon, we do an improv show. It's crazy. We got a bunch of dudes out there doing our thing. Pull up on us, man. Every Sunday, you know what I'm saying? And then with comedy show and everything. So, again, this has been another episode of Game Time. Appreciate you. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Don't forget to come on in. Holla at your boy. Peace.
The alcohol, it won't hurt till I hit it with the alcohol. It won't hurt till I hit it with the alcohol. It won't hurt till I hit it with the alcohol. The blend masters in the building here to let you know I got the game on lock and I'm ready to flow. I'm blessed with health, wealth, and knowledge of self, yo. It's just a couple more things you need to know. I'm spiritually gifted, socially uplifted. Have you leaving here smarter than the clip that you kick it with? A certified baller that your bank can't check. Quit hacking me, homie, or I'ma check your neck. The king of the soft blends and two-top drop, and I be on it every day, so the shit don't stop. Chop it up is the name of my show, where I break it all down and tell you how it goes. I keep the mic smoking when I talk my shit, so tune in every week for the game I spit. I said I keep the mic smoking when I talk my shit, so tune in every week for the game I spit. It won't hurt till I hit it with the alcohol. It won't hurt till I hit it with the alcohol. It won't hurt till I hit it with the alcohol. It won't hurt till I hit it with the alcohol. Yeah, shoot, y'all coming up in the shop with all these crazy demands and these badass kids. Man, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this? Sir, you don't look like this son of a gun on this picture, man. You don't look like him. And get that kid from around here. That kid sit up in my chair. He got iPads. He got a doggone phone. He got keys. He got a dog, and he's sleepy. And he don't need all that to get his hair cut. Let him sit there and get his hair cut. You know what I mean? And stay out the mirror, man. You know what you look like. You can't watch me cut it and get it cut at the same time. And no, you don't look like that. I cannot give you the Jalen Rose afro when you know you ain't even got no hair up there. And no, I'm not spray painting no hair on your forehead, man. I don't do the paint. No, I ain't spraying no foreheads. I ain't putting no paint on your shit. That's what them young boys do. Them young barbers just come in there and they start a haircut and just spray paint the rest of the shit on there. Then they tell you don't bathe for 2 days. Come on, man. Your girl looking at you. She know you don't look like that. She know you ain't got no edge up, and then you come in the house with all that makeup on your forehead. She looking at your ass like, this nigga got on more makeup than me. Well, damn. Come on, man. That ain't how it's supposed to be done. Just come sit down and get you a nice haircut and let me fade all that shit in and make you look like you're supposed to look. I'm not dealing with that. And you bald-headed on the top, bruh. Stop playing. You ain't even got no hair up there. Talk about you want your hair braided. Man, your hair gonna look like stitches. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got no hair on your head. And I'm telling you, that's why nobody be trying to argue with you, because you don't never want to let stuff go. That's why you can't get ahead in life. You won't let shit go. Like, let that hair go, man. You bald-headed in the top, man. You got potholes in your lawn, man. Come on, man. We ain't doing that no more, man. Hey, coming up in here with all these crazy demands and stuff, man. And listen, when I tell you that it won't hurt till I hit it with the alcohol, that's just me sprinkling a little bit of truth on it. It's only gonna sting if your shit ain't together, baby. Yeah. Come on. It won't hurt till I hit it with the alcohol. It won't hurt till I hit it with the alcohol. It won't hurt till I hit it with the alcohol. It won't hurt till I hit it with the alcohol.